A warm welcome to the students. I am Chef Preeti Sinhal, an assistant professor at AISSMA CHMCT College of Pune. Today I am going to tell you about the pulses. This topic comes under the commodities again, and this PPT is specially again for the first year students of HMCT. I have already published 4 videos on commodities and 2 videos of stocks. I hope you guys have watched it. If you have any query, please come back to me at preetiyogesh@gmail.com. Let's begin with pulses. The objective of this chapter is classification of pulses, their origin and their uses, plus how it looks and how we identify them. Pulses. As we all know, in our day-to-day life, we come across with so many pulses which generally we use at home. But what happens at home? Largely we use 8 to 10 kinds of varieties. Those varieties we understand, but that is not enough. There are a large number of varieties are there. Some of them which grow in India, some of them they don't. Some we are not able to see, or it does not grow here, so we don't see them. But as we study the commodities, we need to understand all the pulses which comes under this category. Whether they are dry, split ones, whether they are whole, whether they are beans, whether they are legumes, lentils. So there are many different categories under that which we need to understand. Let's begin. So what are pulses? Pulses are dried legumes and their edible seeds. It's a plant that bears seed pods and which splits along 2 opposite sides when ripe. I think we all know when we open a pea pod, when we open it, we understand that both the sides, the seeds are there. And when they are fully ripe, we make them dry and it becomes a pulse. Pulses are also used for food and animal feed. Pulses are important food crops due to their high protein content. And we should not forget, it has a high amount of carbs also. There are essential amino acids which are present in that. So they are very, very important part of our diet, which should include in our both the important meals of the day. This is what I was talking about right now, that this is the pod which has a seed at both the sides, which are when fully matured, we keep them for dry and it becomes a legume. Now, pulses has been classified into 11 primary pulses. Under that, dry beans, which are furthermore classified, but we'll see that in next slide. Then dry broad beans, dry peas, chickpeas, which are also known as garbanzo or Bengal gram, dry cowpea, which are also known as black-eyed beans, chawli apan manto, arhar dal or pigeon pea, turchi dal, lentils, bambara or earth pea, then veg, then lupins, and there are minor pulses. So these are the classification which has been done under the pulses. Dry beans are again classified under 12, which is kidney bean. We all know that is a rajma. Navy beans, pinto beans, lima beans, azuki beans, mung beans, black gram, scarlet, rice bean, moat, tipare, and soya beans. Let's go one by one. So we'll understand how they look and what are their qualities. The first one is kidney beans. The kidney beans, the name suggests, as its shape as a kidney. That is why it is called as kidney beans. They are also known as rajma, and lobia in Pakistan. We in India call it a rajma. They are commonly used in chili con carne, whereas when we go to the abroad, there they make one pot meal. In that chili, it is used as the north region of India, whereas the beans are known as rajma are used in the dish. Like we make rajma rice, this is how it has been used. Navy beans, it is native to the America. Again, this is normally we don't see in India much. This is again dry white bean, which is smaller than other beans. They are usually used in baked beans or even pies. Sometimes they are used in soups also, like bean soup and all. Next is pinto beans. They are popular again in United States and Mexico. They are often used as a mashed or refried. It's a very common filling of burritos. We all know burrito is or we should know the burrito is from Mexico. It's a roll. It's a chapati in that beans, rice, and some of the vegetable have been filled and it has been rolled. It is known as burrito. And lima beans. In the United States, butter beans. They are also known as butter beans. They are in dry form, and people normally do rehydrate them. And after that, they are ready to use. They are, they are used in the paya dish. Next is azuki beans. Azuki beans are from Japanese sometime. They are pronounced as Azuki or Aduki, or it is a red moong bean actually. It's a commonly sweetened before eating, and it is often boiled with sugar and resulting in red bean paste. It's a very common ingredient in all these cuisine. At Yukon is a thick Japanese jelly dessert made of azuki bean paste or agar and sugar. These are the ingredient of that. Next is moong bean. This is we all very well know. This is normally we use in our homes. We sprout it, we soak it, right? We soak and then we sprout it. So usal, we make usal out of it. We steam it, we eat as a salad. Then normally dal has been made. In Punjab, if you go there, they make the whole moong dal also. It is cultivated in India and China and a little bit of Southeast Asia. It is both savory and sweet dishes. It's been made. In Hong Kong, moong beans paste are made into ice creams. Another very, very known dish which we make in India is pongal or khichdi. In that, it is made with rice and moong bean without skin that is used in that. Next is urad dal, urdachi dal that we normally use. It's a black lentil. Whereas if it is a split, then we call it urad dal. That is originated in India, and normally urad dal is one of the key ingredients in making the idli, dosa batter, then urid vada, and that's a very famous dish of Punjabi. This is called dal makhani in that also. This is the main ingredient of the